Okay, now let's look at another type of the helping verbs that we have. Modal verbs. Modal verbs. These are verbs that tell us more about the speaker. They tell us more about the speaker. They help to express the speaker's feelings or mood. They help to express the speaker's feelings or the mood or the attitude. We know more about the speaker through the modal verbs. Okay? Now let's look at some of the examples that I have here for modal verbs. May, might, can, should, must, and could. And of course, you can change some of these modal verbs to be negative or positive. Now, let's look at how to use the modal verbs in sentences. The first example that I have with me here is Nelly might come home tomorrow. Nelly might come home tomorrow. Okay? From this sentence, we can see that the modal verb that we have here is might. Might. And this verb helps to express the possibility. The possibility. Nelly might come home tomorrow. I'm not sure. He might come home or he might not come home. So I'm not sure. I'm not certain. So the modal verb here helps us to express a possibility that he might come or he might not come. I'm not very sure. Okay? Let's move on to the second example that I have with me here. I can jump over the fence. I can jump over the fence. I can jump over the fence. Okay? So from this sentence, we can see that the modal verb that we have is can. Can. So this modal verb is helping us to express the ability. Modal verbs can be used to express ability, what you can do or what you can do. What you can do or what you can't do. Okay? So from this sentence, I can jump over the fence. I can jump over the fence. I can as well use this same modal verb in a negative way. I can't jump over the fence. I can't jump over the fence. Okay? Now, let's move on to the third example that I have here. Nelly shouldn't play that game. Nelly shouldn't play that game. Okay? The modal verb from this sentence is shouldn't. Shouldn't. Which means should not. So, Nelly shouldn't play that game. Nelly shouldn't play that game. From this modal verb, we can see that Nelly is not permitted. So it helps to express permission or no permission. Okay? We can as well use should in a positive way. So from this sentence, we can use should in a negative way or in a positive way. It's correct. The modal verbs can be used in a negative way or in a positive way. Okay? Now, let's move on to type number 3. Regular and irregular verbs. Regular and irregular verbs. Now, regular verbs are verbs. We can change their past tense and past participle tense forms by adding ed to the word. Irregular verbs are verbs. We can change their past tense and past participle tense forms by adding ed to the word. We can simply add ed to make it a past tense or ed to make it a past participle tense. Okay? Now, let's look from this example that I have. The first column here is for the word, and the second column is for the past tense, and the third column is for the past participle tense or form. Okay? So, the first word that we have here is talk. Talk. The past tense of talk is talked. And the past participle tense of talk is talked. So, you can see that for us to change talk to a past tense, we add ed. We simply need to add ed. And for us to change talk to the past, now we have talk as a word. Talk, it's a verb, it's an action verb, right? For us to change talk to a past tense, we just need to add ed to make it talked. For us to change talk to a past participle form, we need to add ed to make it talked. So, you can see that past talk in the past tense form is talked, and in the past participle form is talked as well. So, this word is a regular verb. Talk is a regular verb because we just add ed to make it past tense and ed to make it past participle tense or form. Okay? Let's have another example for jump. The verb is jump. For us to change jump into a past tense, we add ed and the word becomes jumped. For us to change jump to a past participle form, we add ed and the word becomes jumped. Jumped. So, both the past tense and the past participle form, we add ed to make the past tense or past participle form. So, the verb is a regular verb. Now, let's move on to the irregular verb. Irregular verb. Irregular verbs are verbs we cannot change their past tense or past participle tense forms by adding ed. We don't need to add ed to the word to change from past tense or past participle tense. We don't need to add ed. Okay? Now, let's look at some of the examples that I've prepared for you here. We have speak. The verb is speak. Now, for us to change speak to past tense, we need to change the spelling of the word to spoke. Speak, spoke. Now, for us to change speak to past participle form, it will be spoken, speak, spoke, spoken, speak, spoke, spoken. So, this word is an irregular verb. It is an irregular verb. It's different from the first two words that we have here. From these two, we just need to add ed. But this one, speak, changes totally to spoke and spoken. So it's an irregular verb. Now let's move on to the last example that I have here. Write. To the past tense, it's wrote. To the past participle tense or form, it's written. So write, wrote, written. It's an irregular verb. Okay? I hope you noted these differences between a regular and irregular verb. Because I've realized that most of the students, they don't understand the difference between a regular and irregular verb, but it's very simple. A regular verb, to change to a past participle form or a past tense form, you just add ed. An irregular verb, you don't need to add ed for it to change from a past tense to a past participle tense. You just need to change the whole word. For example here, speak, spoke, spoken. Okay? So this is all about the regular and irregular verbs, the modal verbs that we have. In some cases, a transitive verb can be followed by a noun that is receiving an action but indirectly. Sometimes a transitive verb can be followed by a noun that is receiving an action but indirectly, known as an indirect object. Now, I have an example for you to clarify this one. Let's read together. Harry gave John an orange in a plate. Harry gave John an orange in a plate. Okay? So from this sentence, we can see that gave is our verb, and our noun is John, and an object is an orange. Okay? So sometimes a transitive can be followed by a noun that is receiving an action. Okay? A transitive verb can be followed by a noun, which is John. Okay? That is receiving an action, but indirectly, known as an indirect object. An indirect object here is the orange. Harry gave John an orange in a plate. So, our transitive verb is gave. Our noun is John, and our object is an orange. Okay? Examples of transitive verbs include hit, give, climb, make, kiss, and take. These are some of the examples that I've listed for you, but the list is endless. There's so many transitive verbs. And you should take note that transitive verbs always answers the question who and what. That's how you identify the transitive verbs. They help you to answer the question who and what. Let's take, for example, in this sentence here, the first sentence that we have. Harry combed my hair. Harry combed my hair. Okay? Who combed my hair? Harry. Okay? Now, what did Harry do? What did Harry do? He combed my hair. What did Harry comb? He combed my hair. Okay? Now, let's move on to the last type of the verbs that we have. The intransitive verbs. The intransitive verbs. These, they don't take direct object. They don't take direct object. And can be followed by an adverb or an adverb phrase. The transitive verbs, they don't take direct object and can be followed by an adverb or an adverb phrases. They don't need to follow an object, right? They can be followed by an adverb or an adverb phrases. For example here, Nelly laughs loudly from afar. Nelly laughs loudly from afar, okay? Now, which one is our intransitive verb, laughs? And which one is our adverb, loudly? Okay? So, you see that here, laughs is an intransitive verb. It's an intransitive verb because it doesn't take a direct object and can be followed by an adverb or an adverb phrase, like in this sentence. Laughs is our intransitive verb and is followed by an adverb. So you see, it's clear from this that this one is an intransitive verb. Unlike the first sentence here that we have a verb followed by a noun. They are different. So you should take note of that. That's how you differentiate the transitive and intransitive verb. Transitive verbs always followed by a noun, and that is receiving the action, known as the direct object. Whereas the intransitive verb, they don't take a direct object and can be followed by an adverb or adverb phrases. Okay? Now, in the last definition, when I defined intransitive verbs, I talked about adverbs. An adverb is a word that tells us more about a verb. It is a word that tells us more about a verb. Let's take a look from this last example that we have. Nelly laughs. Okay? Laugh is a verb. But an adverb tells us more about the verb. How did Nelly laugh? Loudly. Loudly. So, loudly is an adverb. An adverb is a word that tells us more about an adverb, about a verb. Okay? This is the end of our video for this week. And please, I hope you followed me from the definition to the types of verbs, the action verb and the state verb, the auxiliary verbs, which sometimes can be called the linking verbs, and we have the main verb and the helping verb. We also have the modal verbs, which helps us to describe the negative or the positive situation. Okay? And we have the regular and irregular verbs. And lastly, the transitive and the intransitive verbs. Okay? Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more videos to come. And thank you for watching. Bye-bye.